Just waking up from a nice dream. Bitcoin pumping on a live stream. Smile shine brighter than a high beam. Ever seen live trading on a widescreen? Bitcoin showing you the steps to own it. We got the alpha, I bet you want it. I'm having fun, send a lecture on it. Randy, put a little extra on it.
It's mutable and decentralized. No censorship or hard cap supply. It's open source and we classify the blockchain secure, and that's exactly why. It's hard money with a new plan. It bounced a lot like this new jam. If Bitcoin dipped, then we ain't gon' trip. I'ma be bullish on you, fam.
I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it. 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 I'm a Bitcoin bestie. You gotta love it.
This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. At Vacation Genie, we believe digital currencies are meant to do more than just sit in your wallet. They're meant to take you places. We want to help you step into the future of cryptocurrency spending, as travel is one of the top categories for spending your crypto. It provides you with the best ROI, lasting memories. Make sure to check out Vacation Genie today. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Tuesday. If you guys are having a taco, please let me know down in the comments what you're getting after today. Maybe a breakfast taco would be appropriate, but we are getting after it today. We have a lot of news as Bitcoin is making a move in price. 109.1 at the moment. We're up about 1%. We'll dive into price in just a moment. We got a lot of news for you guys. We have a money market fund, some tokenization happening in Dubai. Then we're going to go to Hong Kong, then Japan. We also have strategy news, so we'll dive into that. We'll also talk about BlackRock and how much Bitcoin they got going there. Then Tornado Cash, which is a major case for privacy in the United States. We're going to talk about that as there are some updates there. We also have the Clarity Act and Coinbase and a lot of people pushing for the Clarity Act to pass. What else do we have? We have the SEC with a Solana ETF. We'll dive into that as well as our spotlight. Our spotlight today is going to be Donnie T's Truth Social filing for crypto ETFs. I believe there are two of them out there right now that are looking to get filed at least or get approved. So that's going to be your spotlight as well as your coins to watch. So if you're ready for the Zest, the news, the education, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share this out with friends so more people know what's going on here. We have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers, and a subscriber goal that I will show you right now of 22,200 subscribers. We have 15 more until we get there. I hope that we could get there today at some point, but it would be nice to at least say, let's get 22,190 for this episode. Five more. Say good morning to me as I say good morning to you, and check out our 3 amazing sponsors of the show that help us make this show continue every day as it does. And that is Cake Wallet, Market Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off, and then head over to Vacation Genie and book your cruise with crypto. We have Steve. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's say good morning. And then I'll dive into your market recap and your Bitcoin price update. Hope you guys like our intro with Bitcoin besties. We love Bitcoin besties. Bimondo, what's up, my friend? Nice to see you over there on TikTok. Hello, my TikTokers. Jason, good morning. We got Silver Days, Jesse, Rob C, Mama Shadow, Son of Backup, Tyler Fitzpatrick, Black Hat is chilling in all chats. We got Alexandra G, my G, good morning. Aquarian, good morning. Let's see, we got Joe Harvey, David Bulls, good morning. Grandpa's chilling, Ben Spada, nice to see you. Let's see, who else is here? Doge Bull and David Bowles. Nice to see you guys. We got Chipper, we got Sandman, Mike Mazzone, and Yukio are on X. I see you guys. M2, good morning. Welcome everybody to the show. If you're new, make sure to let us know. Wow, you guys are really chatting it up. We have Visionary Titan. Hello, my friend over on X. Auto, cough, cough. Good morning to you. Welcome. Mortis over there on YouTube. I see you. Bulldog Eric is here. Keen Bean, Bobby F, Chucky05, good morning. All right, John Moss, hello. Alex Caimana, we got Felix, welcome. Ben said, I just got back from St. Pete Beach. Didn't see Randy, though. I haven't been since the last time I went to film. So that was like a few weeks ago, right? When was I at the beach? You guys know better than I do when I was there. But we are getting after it. And I want to go to the beach this week. At least that's my hope. I wanted to go Friday, but it looks like it might rain on Friday. We're going to see what happens. But I definitely love the beach. And I love doing interviews on the beach. So I'm hoping that maybe this week or next week we can get her done. Right, Spike, good morning. Lino, I think that's the name over there on TikTok. The TikTok comments are very small, so please go to YouTube. You went to the range, didn't see Randy, though? Hopefully going to the range this week, too. What am I baking today? I don't think I'm baking today, but I am wanting to make some chicken stir fry tonight for dinner, so those are my thoughts. Get some fresh chicken today and make some stir fry. So those are my plans, but enough about my food. Let's dive into the market recap. Crow is pimping, and you know it's because they're associated with True Social and Donnie T's ETFs, and they want America First ETF. So this is what we're going to dive into for our spotlight today. Zcash is up almost 6%. Farcoin leading the losers as far as I could see on this little map here, down 9%. Looking over at Bitcoin this morning, Bitcoin at this very second, $108,933.97, up 0.61%. Man, oh man, knocking on that 109.3. Again, critical level, our high from January, and the fact that we keep hitting the wall there doesn't make me happy because we want a confident pass to 112. And if we can't get a confident pass, I do worry that we're going to reject this level, go back down to even 101, because that's where we previously had some sort of support and love. Again, you can see it with these wick lows here. 101.1 is the most important thing. My line is not straight. That's better. 101.1, that's your bearish level to watch ultimately, besides our golden zone, which is 106.3. We do have a red dot printed here and a negative VWAP, a negative money flow, but it's not red yet. However, we're looking at the RSI. It is choppy, making a slight move to the upside. So this is where it's kind of conflicting because we have some bearish signals here, but we also have slightly bullish signals. So it's screaming neutral. At the same time, the VWAP could turn around. The red dot could not confirm and follow through. So I am hoping that is the case. And again, we confidently pass 109 and we go to that 112. And if we hit new highs this week, I think that's extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. We'll see. I just don't like that we're kind of like hitting the ceiling here at 109.3. I'll digress on that, though. We're going to dive into your breaking news headlines. As always, we start with international news, so we're going to start there and slide back over into the U.S. and get after it. So, again, if you're ready, smash a like, sip your coffees, and let's get it. Dubai making moves with an approval of a tokenized money market fund. And this is the first approval of a money market fund over in Dubai. Dubai is very bullish. I heard they have weekly crypto tech meetups over in Dubai. And I don't see any of that going around here. So I would like to see more meetups, more things happening in real life. However, let's talk about Dubai and their money market fund ventures. The Dubai Financial Services Authority, their DFSA, granted regulatory approval for QCD Money Market Fund, making its first tokenized money market fund with an official setup in the Dubai International Financial Center, according to the Qatar National Bank and DMZ Finance. The companies are behind that fund, and the fund's investment strategy and asset origination is led by the Qatar National Bank, while DMZ Finance provides the tech underpinning its digital architecture. The regulatory approval serves as evidence of Dubai in the Middle East's growing role as a hub for compliant digital asset finance, particularly in the tokenization market. Now, according to a joint report by Ripple and BCG, the global market for tokenized RWAs is projected to surge to $18.9 trillion by 2033, with jurisdictions like Dubai and Doha emerging as early leaders in this transformation. Now, this fund is launched to bring trad assets like U.S. Treasuries on chain and serve as a broad spectrum of institutional applications, including bank-eligible collateral, stablecoin backing, exchange reserves, and Web3 payment infrastructure. And with the regulatory compliance, yield stability, and on-chain transparency, backers say they expect it to catalyze adoptions both across financial and crypto-native institutions. You know who's going to get their hands on this? Oh, Ripple's all over it. BlackRock is probably going to be all over this too. BlackRock, their Bitcoin ETF might be the largest ETF in the world in the next few years. And obviously we know why. It's because Bitcoin is inevitable. We'll dive into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF later on too. Hello. Who is this? Mick. Thank you for the heart. Appreciate it. Following on, we're going to go into Asia now. We're going to talk about Hong Kong, where Eric Trump is actually going to be a highlighted speaker at Bitcoin conference in August in Asia. So this conference is going to be in Hong Kong, I believe towards the end of August. And so that's something to watch out for. So Eric T is going to headline. And then following up with more Hong Kong news, because we do have over 40 firms trying to get and nestle in that Hong Kong stablecoin license application. And so we know that Hong Kong is very, very, very centralized. They love CBDCs. And I feel like this whole stablecoin move is just a front. Even though we, of course, know they have the Hong Kong digital dollar or the Hong Kong digital currency. And then we also have their digital yuan in China. Hong Kong's stablecoin licensing regime, set to begin on August 1st, is drawing significant interest from the region's financial and tech heavyweights, with local media in China reporting that over 40 applications have been received. But these expectations are being tempered by the reality that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the HKMA, is likely to approve only a single-digit number of licenses, according to reports. And again, they say it's competitive, but it's highly skewed towards Hong Kong and China native companies. We've seen this in the past when it comes to virtual asset service providers trying to get into Hong Kong. It's near impossible, and it's because the government basically owns everything that gets passed. So there's really nothing that goes past the CCP or something that the CCP does not have their hands on. And according to an HKMA fact sheet, the sandbox was created to allow companies with a genuine and well-developed plan for issuing fiat-referenced stablecoins to engage with regulators, refine compliance models, and offer feedback on proposed rules. Now, the reason this is so buttoned up and tight over there in Hong Kong is because we even talked about, I believe it was last week or the week before, that Hong Kong or China is trying to expand their digital yuan, and we read what their ultimate goal was to have maybe a few currencies that all melt up to the same point and have ultimate control. They want a CBDC expansion. They want their digital yuan to expand. So all these companies are going to work, give them information just so they can expand what they're already doing, and it's blatantly obvious that's the plan. I don't know how people don't see it. And I just worry about the American companies that are helping promote centralization over in Hong Kong and in China. It's blatantly obvious what's going on here. And I do worry about it because CBDCs are the end of man and freedom as we know it. It's a complete surveillance tool. And that's why the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act, which hopefully will pass or we'll have some updates on next week, is critical for the United States and our future as Americans. I believe, obviously, everyone should have their inalienable human rights respected, which are your life, liberty, and property. And if we have a CBDC in the United States, then it's game over for the world. But also, our freedom is done. Carbon credits start to step in, and that's absolute lunacy, because you know that the 1% and all these rich elites and all of these celebrities, they're not going to follow these carbon credits. They're not going to have to, because they're already so rich and powerful. Nothing applies to them. They don't have to follow rules. And we know the corruption melts so high that you think that with the digital currency, they're not going to have the ultimate control and corruption isn't going to be rampant. Of course it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't really comment on the whole client list thing that came out, and that apparently there is none. That's I can't. I don't even know where I can go with that on this channel. I wish I could go off and tell you guys what I really think, but I don't know. I feel like you guys already know based off of what I've said in the past and my the way my brain works, and you guys kind of know how my brain works to a degree. You know how I feel about this. It is devastating that we can't get anything real and people can't be held accountable. But we're going to go ahead and digress on that because I'm not trying to get censored. Anyway, we have Metaplanet. Let's dive into Japan here. Our Japanese company that wants to continue buying Bitcoin. Now, they want to use their Bitcoin holdings to do something different, which is acquisitions. We've seen people have their Bitcoin, especially miners, and loan it out, earn yield on that. But acquisitions is something that throws a little bit of a twist on it. Metaplanet is eyeing up their phase 2 of their Bitcoin treasury strategy, according to the Financial Times. And this is citing an interview with their CEO, Simon Jarovich. And they have the largest corporate Bitcoin stash outside of North America and is planning to use their Bitcoin as collateral to finance acquisitions of cash-generating businesses, which is so smart. So smart. Make your money work for you. The Japanese hotel company turned Bitcoin investor acquired 2,205 Bitcoin this week, and now having a total of $1.7 billion in Bitcoin, and in Bitcoin itself, that's 15,555 Bitcoin total, and targeting a total of $210,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2027. And I hope they get there. They like playing around with their numbers. I like their little game that they're playing. Just trying to look at this chat. And yeah, I can't tell you guys. I can't. I'm trying to keep my composure over this. And I try not to give in to the politics, but like it's almost stupid what happened. It's almost dumb. And I just yeah, I'm going to keep it to myself. Moving on, we got strategy, which Metaplanet follows the strategy. Strategy is the 11th largest U.S. corporate treasury. And to think that that's only the 11th largest corporate treasury, that's interesting. But we know that they're, I think, number one. I don't think there's anyone bigger that holds, in terms of a corporate treasury, a stack of Bitcoin. And so we see that Bitcoin is now trying to rival cash reserves, which we also know, speaking of cash reserves, that Tesla is sitting on a lot of money in cash reserves that could be sitting in Bitcoin, as Elon said fiat is hopeless. Now, Strategy holds almost $65 billion in Bitcoin, making it the 11th largest corporate treasury. In its investor presentation for the STRD at the Market Equity Program, Strategy compares itself to companies that hold cash on their balance sheet. Berkshire Hathaway ranks number 1 with $410 billion in cash and cash equivalents. Chipmaker NVIDIA, the largest company by market cap, holds $66 billion in cash and cash equivalents. So, wow, that is pretty wild. So the world's largest company has $66 billion in cash. MicroStrategy has $65 billion in Bitcoin. So they're like $1 billion behind. That is wild. And $410 billion, Berkshire Hathaway just sitting in cash? Imagine if they put that in Bitcoin. Berkshire Hathaway would be like crazy. That would be crazy. Memory, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, first of all. So I would chill out there, Memory. You know that we're friends. And like I said, I advocate for things that are good for the country, and I only care about the people. So, yeah. So let's chill out there. We don't need to have political arguments in this chat. And if you want to have a political argument, take it elsewhere. But it's definitely not going to be with me. There you go. BlackRock, speaking of Bitcoin and holdings there, BlackRock iShares Bitcoin ETF surged to 700,000 Bitcoin in a record-breaking run. 700,000 Bitcoin is wild. And I think that strategy owns just shy of 600,000. How many Bitcoin does strategy hold? 597,325 Bitcoin at the moment. So 700K isn't like too far away, even though it's like a lot of money. But BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust now holds 700,000 Bitcoin according to Glassnode, and amassed a $76 billion in assets under management in just 18 months, outstripping both the iShares Core S&P 500 ETF and then the iShares Russell 2000 ETF, which tracks the performance of small cap stocks. The figures beat the 600,000 held by Strategy, again, exactly 597,325 Bitcoin. Oopsie. And Grayscale holding 184,000 Bitcoin with their GBTC, and then Fidelity's FBTC's 203,000 Bitcoin. Now, we do have Nate Garachi, the president of the ETF store, commenting on X, saying new milestone that they now hold over 700,000 Bitcoin, and that was done in only 18 months. A year and a half is pretty quick to amass that much money, especially in Bitcoin, which is real money, the best money. And it just shows the demand for it. But also, again, if you're buying these ETFs, you don't own Bitcoin. So if you want real exposure, you go to an exchange, you acquire it, you put it in a wallet like cake. End of story. Okay. As long as we're remaining nice in the chat, everyone can have different opinions. I don't care. Just be nice to each other about it. We had Tornado Cash. There was a U.S. appeals court that okayed the end of another Tornado Cash lawsuit. Torn did pump 5%, but this case was very important for the sake of privacy in the United States. Thank you guys for the support over there on TikTok. Please smash a like, give me a follow, share it. Tornado Cash's price rose just under 5% on Monday after news circulated that the U.S. Appeals Court began to greenlight the end of a lawsuit against the Treasury Department. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled on July 3rd that the lawsuit brought by crypto interest group Coin Center against the Treasury Department and various government officials could be dismissed following the Office of Foreign Asset Controls, or OFAC's, ending of sanctions against the crypto mixer in a separate court ruling blocking OFAC from enforcing the sanctions. Now, we see that Coin Center and the Treasury Department filed a joint motion asking the appellate court to vacate a Texas district court's April ruling that the way that OFAC went about designating Tornado Cash was unlawful and permanently enjoining the agency from enforcing sanctions in the future. Now, again, it goes back to the fact that this is a technology that someone created that is non-custodial and they have no control of. So you cannot come after someone for creating a tech that is misused, and it's not their intention to have it misused. So what are we coming after people for? Simply creating code. And that's a shame. So I do hope that the government drops everything, because despite removing Tornado Cash from the sanctions list, this is key, the government continues to pursue criminal money laundering charges against Tornado Cash developers Roman Storm and Roman Semenov, as Storm's trial is slated to begin June 14th in New York. I'm going to say that's July 14th because it's already July, not June. I'm going to say that's probably a typo, but that's the latest on that, by the way. I'm bullish on Tornado Cash's freedom and the devs' freedom, because this is a very critical case for privacy in the future. Welcome, everyone. Please smash the like, subscribe, and share. Do me a favor, friends.
Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video?
We're almost done, friends. We're almost done. Gotta say, this ice lasts pretty long. I got this like 2 hours ago. Nice to see everyone, though. Beautiful day to be alive and spread love throughout the world. Guys, please smash the like, subscribe, and share. I am asking you, please. I know you're out there. We have 100 people here. Please make sure you smash the like and share. This is a quiet moment in crypto. A quiet moment, but we shall get through. Let's go ahead and dive into Coinbase. They're urging Congress to back a major bill, which is the Clarity Act, and I am a little bit sus of the Clarity Act and the Genius Act to begin with. But in a letter sent on Monday, Stand With Crypto and 65 crypto advocacy groups and firms asked House lawmakers to back the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, better known as Clarity Act, saying, "We know that there have been efforts to politicize crypto legislation, but with crypto drastically reshaping the global economy, the U.S. risks falling behind unless we adopt pro-crypto policies that fully embrace blockchain tech." And so this is key, though. We need clarity, but in a way that is fair to the community. And I fear that there might be some swaying one way or another. It should not be politicized, though. It has to be for the people, by the people, and all those things. For the SEC, though, they are setting a July deadline for Solana ETF filings. So I made a short about this yesterday that if you have an altcoin ETF, and there's a lot of altcoin ETFs that are kind of up in the air right now, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin, this might be a little key for you. The SEC did ask prospective issuers to refile amended S1 documents, and so they have until October 10th to approve them. However, with them asking for a refiling, it might mean that they are gearing up to approve the ETS before October 10th. And so again, if you have an ETF that you are looking to have price action with the native token, then just keep an eye out for it. Things might get spicy. And with the SEC, we do have Donnie T's company, Truth Social, moving towards some ETF craziness. What is happening with that? And do you guys feel like this is a conflict? Well, your spotlight starts now. Firstly, in our spotlight, the SEC acknowledges Truth Social's Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. Now, the ETF proposes offering investors exposure to Bitcoin and ETH through the shares listed on NYSE Arca, backed by crypto with a 75% allocation to Bitcoin and 25% to Ether. And Forest DAX Trust Company, doing business as Crypto.com, will act as the custodian. And again, that goes back to Crypto.com is fully like all up with True Social and Donnie T to have these America First ETFs that we talked about before. And so this is just something that I think you guys should go ahead and pay attention to. In addition, Donnie T's Truth Social also filing for a crypto blue chip ETF that includes Bitcoin and other crypto, consisting primarily of Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Ripple, and Crow. We already know that Crow is probably going to have their own ETF as well because, again, they are teaming up with Donnie T. If we're going to look at Crow right now, let's look at the Crow price. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. Tapping exactly about that 10 cents. 0.097 is where our bullish level is. We were just shy of that. Look how close. It was like a little sliver. But we are targeting that 10 cents, that 200-day SMA. Again, 10 cents is a major psychological level. So if we get to 10 cents and go right past it, then you are looking at a bullish scenario of 12.5, just about. Bearish level to watch here is that 5, just shy of 5.5 cents, or about 5.5. But also, you want to hold at 8 cents too. That seems to be a level to watch. So let's make that a level to watch as well. We are up 12.27%, sitting at 9 cents. As you can see, everything making a nice spike here. Momentum post green dot making a move. VWAP is pumping. Money flow making a slight move to the upside, still red money flow, but look at that RSI, a major pump. Now, again, when we have major pumps like this with the RSI, again, I always fear that we're going to have a pullback just as strong as the pump. So just keep that in mind. Just be cautious. Again, bearish, bullish, all the scenarios should be in your head. Do not get caught up in all the red or the green. Make your own decisions. And if you can't look at the charts, then just dollar cost average and take it easy. Now we are going to do a little bit of an overview of your gainers and your losers today. Your coins to watch is going to start now. Crow is leading the gainers as we just went over its price, up about 11.5%, or it says here 13% on TradingView. Zcash up 5.8%. We do have Filoki behind it at 5.5%. Then Volta up 4.3%. Pengu up 4.7%. I love saying Pengu. Pengu. Do you guys like saying Pengu? Put Pengu in the chat. Do you like Pengu? Leading the losers is Fartcoin down 10%, Syrup down 5.29%, Virtual down 4.2%, Hype down 4%, and Flare down 2.6%. Looking at Ethereum again, same darn price. But, again, floating above that 200-day SMA, that's bullish. I would like to see another nice week above that 200-day SMA, and if we continue to hold that, then we are looking at that 2660 and ultimately $2,800 ETH. Sorry, guys. Oof. Then we do have this green dot that's playing out quite nicely on this momentum, although the VWAP is flat and so is the money flow, yet it is still green, so we like that. We're up 1.3% today, and the RSI still chopping it up, but in the bullish end of things, so I'm not mad at that. I think ETH is treading lightly, maybe just accumulating, consolidating just a little bit, so it can have a nice move. I do hope that we have a nice move to the upside, though. I am bullish. I'm bullish on ETH. You know, I'm always bullish on Litecoin too. $86.31, up 0.28%. Again, holding that 84, trying to test that 91 is critical, though we do have a red dot printed, pulling down that momentum. VWAP is down and that money flow is down. But despite the madness, we have the RSI that is slightly peaking up just a little bit, slightly neutral, technically bearish. That's the latest. Those are your coins to watch. Those are some charts for you. For all the XRP fans, still chilling at the same price of $2.28. Gotta test that 200-day SMA, $2.36. That's a critical level. Seems like the 200-day SMA is lingering for quite a lot of coins and tokens along the market as of right now. So, I know you guys like Crow. I heard their card is great. I don't have their card though. I probably should pick it up. I really want to get some crypto credit cards and play with them, especially like if I'm gonna earn like rewards, especially like cash back. Like, why wouldn't I want Bitcoin as my cash back? You know what I mean? Especially if I could take it off the exchange, get some self-custody going. I feel like that might be a nice investment. If you're spending money, you might not make money while you're spending it. You're probably going to get Randi NFTs. Oh, you want my NFTs? Word. Well, you could go to missteencrypto.com. missteencrypto.com. That's where you could check them out. And that's if you have WAX. WAX token, World Asset Exchange is what it stands for. Oh, WAX. Oh, WAX. Try Gemini. Gemini is good. People have been really liking it. But yeah, there's a lot of different cards. I know that Coinbase is kind of tiered, right, with their card. I don't think I can even get that one anyway, but interesting. Just wanted to throw that out there for you guys to go ahead and think about. But we are bullish. I am ultimately a bullish individual on Bitcoin. I'm a bullish individual on crypto. And ultimately, I think we should be supporting everybody at this time. So I do encourage you guys to, if you could, smash a like and share this out with friends. I know things have been a little slow lately, and it's been a little difficult. But we're going to make it through because we're happy and positive. Also, we are going to have a An after show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so our members only after show is going to happen. And then today, because there's no after show, you guys are going to raid right into Crypto Princess. Crypto Princess is great. Please go support her too. We want to make sure that we can support people in this space. Debit, not credit card. Interesting. Yeah, I know there's both debit and credit cards for crypto. But I always tell people to look into the crypto.com ones because those are very interesting. You're bullish on me. Thank you, Gentle. You use Venmo credit card and get rewards to buy Bitcoin. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Avo, thank you for that. You have Gemini Mama Shadow. Interesting. Maybe tomorrow you guys can tell me which ones, like if you come to the after show, let me know which ones you have. And we can do a little comparison. You've used Fold. Yeah, Fold is a good one. That's an OG. I don't think people really give Fold the clout they deserve. Fold has gone off for years, especially with their Satoshi rewards. But yeah, I definitely would recommend Fold. They're very reputable as well. I think they're pretty cool individuals over there at Fold. Do you guys have any questions for me? So Gemini had their card beforehand, but then I think they did a slight little rebrand and made it more appealing to Bitcoiners. But yeah, they've had that card for a while with their crypto rewards. I think it's pretty interesting. This was interesting too. I forgot to throw this in. That Lamborghini is set to debut a sports car in the metaverse. So we know that Lambo and a few other car makers or car companies have gotten into the metaverse back in like 2021-ish. Seems like Lambo is not giving up on it too, because they said they'll debut their latest sports car in the metaverse. The Temerario and its GT3 counterpart will be available as limited edition digital collectibles in an open world metaverse Wilder World, according to an announcement shared with CoinDesk on Monday. So Wilder World has been on the Lizard lookout back when Mona and I were hosting it, and they're very nice and interesting people over there at Wilder World. So I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and look into them. People are saying like they don't understand why they're doing this, especially because the metaverse isn't as hype as it was. But I definitely think it's interesting. And the price tag is not cheap either. They're offering a $590 Temerario streetcar and 10 of the GT3 counterparts for $300 a piece, of $590 of the Temerario streetcars and 10 of the GT3s for $300 a piece. Now let me know too, would you even buy an NFT for $300 in this market? One are a emoji, two are no emoji. Let me know. Retro B says, what's your exit strategy for 25-26? Have I discussed it? I don't really discuss when I buy or sell. I don't really do that. It's very rare that I'll mention anything like that because I don't want people to do things based upon what I'm saying, or say, oh, Randy, I sold because you sold, or I bought this because you bought it and now I lost my, like, never in my life do I want to hear that. And I can't be, like, my consciousness cannot be held accountable for what you do, and I would feel so bad about it. So thus I don't tell people what I buy and things of that nature. Now, I was thinking of doing like certain trades, keeping track of certain trades, like longer term trades, but I'm also a little bit iffy on that, and I'm a little bit worried about people listening to what I'm doing, because no one's ever 100% right. I know that, but also it makes me a little bit scared. So yeah, buy low and sell high strategy. Even though I view things like Bitcoin as like a lifelong hold, where like I want to pass my Bitcoin down to my children and their children and try to give them like generational wealth of some sort, whatever I could accumulate in my lifetime to pass on. So that's really what I'm trying to do. So I'm thinking like full down the line elderly Randy type vibes when it comes to my holdings. So there's a lot of things in a few coins that I believe will be like almost Bitcoin status with generational wealth. And I think you guys can kind of tell what that is. But at the end of the day, I don't do financial advice. I don't look over portfolios. I don't do any of that. It's too scary. F a Lambo, I want a new house. I would love to get a house. Guys, I want a house and have like a nice little barbecue in the backyard. That would be lit. MetaMask, hello, good morning. Loan on your Bitcoin advice. I don't touch that. I'm not touching nothing. Guys, can we get 25 more likes for 100, please? That would be beautiful. But yeah, this whole like Bitcoin loan thing scares me. And it depends on the loan, what's happening with that. Oh, I don't want my Bitcoin tied up in nothing. I'll tell you that right now. But, oh man, crazy. Right, Reds. I want a beach house. Optimus says, yeah, I could rock with a beach house too. That would be really nice to get a beach house. But I do worry about beach houses and the hurricanes and everything. It would have to be highly elevated and very stable. But I do want to have my own grill. I want to have a Blackstone too. I really want to be able to cook and like have like people over and have like, hangouts. I want to host. I want to host people. That's my goal. But I am bullish, super bullish on everyone. I'm bullish on you. Let's get after it today. It is Tuesday. We have the rest of the week to go ahead and pamp it up. So make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, smash the like, subscribe, share this out with friends. If you found this informative and helpful, and hopefully you did, comment after this is done in the regular comment section what you thought and your price predictions on Bitcoin for this week. Do you think we are going to hit that 112 this week? I feel like everything and anything is possible in this world. So please let me know. Have a beautiful day. Go hang out with Crypto Princess. Give her some love after this stream. And I will see you tomorrow as well as that members only after show. So if you're not yet, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, and become a member of the channel. Have a beautiful day. Happy Tuesday. And as always, stay zesty. Mwah. Peace.